The creative economy is worth 50 billion a year to London's economy. 1 in every 5 jobs is a creative one. But as you say, there have been some shocks. COVID was a big shock. Brexit was very difficult for the creative economy. The EU is our biggest marketplace. So what is really vital is that we don't rest on our laurels, and we have to get behind the creative economy, turbo boost it, keep us at the top of our game as a world-class creative capital. And that's what today is all about. So today is a big investment by the Mayor of London, £10 million, to support fashion, film, design and games in London. And we project that this investment will deliver 2.5 million in growth, investment, sales, etc. So it's a really great day for the creative economy in London.
And that's a huge economic boost. You also expect it to generate jobs, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about jobs, it's all about growth, growing the economy, showcasing designers, creating opportunities for trade and investment, platforms for sale, all of the things that creative businesses need to kind of grow and develop.
And one of the, I guess, less traditional sectors that's going to be benefiting from the investment is the gaming industry in London, which seems to be having a bit of a moment. Can you say a bit about that? Is this a sector that's on the rise?
Definitely, yeah. Games is a fantastically dynamic and growing sector. In fact, London is the biggest consumer market for games in the whole of Europe. So we don't really kind of know it about ourselves, but we are a really big gaming capital. And one of the things we've been doing at City Hall is investing in the strategic support of the games industry. Games industry is lots of small businesses, individuals, small businesses. So what they need is those platforms to show their work, to kind of trade. So a few things we've done. Number one, we have helped to create Games London for the first time. So their job is to grow in a strategic way the industry in London. They then produce the London Games Festival, and that is a showcase for all kinds of games. It might be technical games, it might be board games. This whole industry is growing, and that's really a big moment in London, the London Games Festival. And then they're doing other things which are a bit more kind of under the bonnet in a way. So there's a programme called the Production Finance Market for games. I like to kind of think of it as a speed dating service where you might have people who've got a brilliant idea for a game matched in a space with someone who wants to invest in a brilliant game. So bringing together a whole load of investors and a whole load of brilliant gaming ideas and creating that space where the right matches can be made, and so that investment can kind of lock into the innovation and the ideas. So it's a whole kind of range of things, but it's quite carefully thought through. It's quite tactical, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, fantastic. We heard from the Chancellor yesterday, her spring statement. There are a number of government departments that basically aren't going to be protected from cuts in terms of running costs. It looks like just health, education and defence are going to be protected. Is that a source of concern for you or for the Mayor, the fact that DCMS could be among those that will have to make cuts?
Yeah. I think there are some tough choices to be made, and it's clear that the DCMS is not immune from those cuts. There are lots of other departments that have got to make some savings. I think the good news for us is that we have seen the creative economy as one of the core pillars in the government's industrial strategy, and that mirrors the London growth plan. We've got the creative industries as a core pillar in the London growth strategy, so we're all aligned on the strategic importance of these industries. I think the second good thing is that we saw recently 270 million, big announcement for the arts from government, and also things like the tax break, the new independent tax break for film. That's something, it's a kind of technical thing, but it will really grow and boost. So I think there's big difficult choices to be made, but there's a lot of commitment and a lot of effort and a lot of investment going in, and we're playing our part really in London, and that's what the Mayor's funding is all about today, which is growing the creative industries, turbo boosting them. This 10 million will really boost them by, we think, 2.5 billion. So I think it's a good story in the creative economy, but we can't rest on our laurels. We've got to get behind them, and we've got to kind of invest, support, promote, so that we remain a global cultural powerhouse long into the future.
And just finally, clearly, as you've set out, there are really positive noises from the new government when it comes to highlighting what the creative industry can do. I guess, what would you say to people at the top of government who might look at culture as a sort of nice to have rather than an essential?
Yeah, Well, I'll say to anyone, culture is an essential. In London, it is our DNA. It's worth 50 billion to the London economy. 1 in every 5 jobs is a creative one. And if you ask people why they come here, whether that's to work, to live, to set up their businesses, consistently 4 out of 5 people say it's culture and creativity that is the reason they come here. So it's absolutely essential for our economic strength, for jobs, for growth. But deeper than that, it's part of our identity as a city. It's who we are. It's why people come here. It creates that dynamism. And you can see that all over the city, from a grassroots music venue to a major stadium to a fashion designer, to a great theatre show. It's everywhere. It's our DNA. And so for all of those reasons, it's absolutely essential to a successful city and a successful nation.